The main goal of CD team in NYCH is to help residents in the neighborhoods that we serve, traditionally underserved neighborhood in Northwest Toronto, to gain the confidence, connect to the resources, and build the skills that help them to become leaders in their own community and their own neighborhood. And through that leadership, they not only serve their own neighborhood and, their very, I would say, immediate vicinity, they can also make change in city, they can make change nationally in Canada and also globally if they connect to the global movement like, let's say, climate change, and depending on the topic they are interested or what issue they wanted to address, they can become a global change maker, national change maker. So it starts in the neighborhood, but it doesn't end in the neighborhood.
When you think about what we do here at Northern Community House, our core mission really is about settle, thrive, and belong. And so community development really supports that piece of the work that is about belonging. Right? We do the settlement work where, as you come, you're able to get the things that you need. We support you in some of the more critical pieces in your lives. As you start to settle and you move along the settlement journey, then it's about really thriving. It's starting to become more successful. And then to be able to be successful, ideally, you need to be able to belong well. You need to have that sense of belonging in the community. And oftentimes that's a more difficult piece. It takes time. It's about relationships and how you kind of see yourself in your communities, the confidence you have. And so that part of the work is where, as an organization, right, it really helps. It really fits in. It's really about that belonging part of our mission that the community development work really sits.
So the programs that I facilitate here in Lotherton Pathway are mostly related to food security and climate change. So we have 3 projects here. The very first one is the Lotherton Community Garden. And of course, the main objective of that project is food security. And food security was one of the issues that was identified as really important to the residents here. Later on, we got a grant from Live Green Toronto, and we were able to plant, to expand the garden into the larger community. Now the community is able to take advantage of the harvest of both the garden and the fruits from the fruit trees. Third project that we also started is our community composting club. So we got a grant to purchase 6 big composters, and we've produced enough compost to be able to mulch each of the fruit trees. And the gardeners also use the compost, of course, to help with the fertility of the soil. Community development is important for this neighborhood in particular because it is a low-income neighborhood and it's a racialized neighborhood. The way that we work in this program is that we try to support people where they are at, to learn, to advocate, and to feel empowered to do what they can to help address the challenges and barriers they face. And of course, food security is one of the challenges that they themselves have identified, but not just them, but also our institutions.
So the program that I'm currently facilitating is the girls program, which is called the Village Blog Girls program. This is a media literacy program and a mentorship program. So we do have younger girls ages 6 to 12. We have older girls, which are the mentors, which are ages 13 plus. And we help them with media literacy, we help them with womanhood, we help them with challenges like self-esteem and building confidence with each other. So the Blog Girls' main objective is to build self-confidence in these young girls, also creating a safe space for them. We also focus on media literacy, so we do let them know the safeties of being online. And then we also help support them with food, with groceries, with the basic needs that they need as well, and also to be successful in school with their education and their future careers. So the significant milestone with the Blog Girls program is that the girls do age. I think that's the most rewarding thing for me, to see the girls grow up and be successful and also try new things. For example, like getting married or even going to university or college. Those are the big milestones that we have for the young girls, and also still participating in the program as an alumni mentor for the future young girls. We also created 3 tiny libraries in the community, which is a big milestone in our program as well. And that was to create literacy and access to books for the community in Lotherton Pathway. and it's still going strong and people are still using the books. We still get donations for the books and people love to use the tiny libraries and build on their literacy skills.
It's actually really fun. Even like when we're going on trips, this group is very inclusive.
I like this group because it's very inclusive too. We have fun trips and Rakisha is a very good teacher.
I like this group because we get to be ourselves. We like get a break from our class and our teachers. We do really fun stuff, like go on trips and stuff. And also Rakisha is a very fun person.
So for the Village Blog Girls program, the future plans is to expand the girls program into different schools. We're planning to opening a program here in the office. We also want to expand to do more lunch programs in the public schools and middle schools as well. And also probably expand our Friday programs, our sessions to be much longer.
So there are a few different pieces to the civic engagement program. One of our, probably the oldest part of it is our civic engagement training, which has gone by different names over the years. It started back in like 2006, 2007, I believe. And the beautiful part about the civic engagement training is that it tries to both provide knowledge and skills around how government works in Canada, the different levels, what each level is responsible for, as well as encouraging participants to take civic action. So that's the oldest part of the civic engagement program. The other thing that we also do is try to facilitate what we call one-time civic workshops. And the reason for that is obviously to make the program more accessible to people that are not able to commit for that time period. And another very important piece of the program, of course, is trying to increase civic literacy and capacity building within communities by helping them to be able to advocate for issues that they're concerned about. And this is a very important piece because there are a lot of issues and they tend to be getting worse. And so it's very important for people to feel more empowered. We do that by someone could just say, I have, or, a group of us has this particular issue. What can we do about it? And then we try to guide people through the steps, whether that involves writing letters or preparing petitions or figuring out who is in charge, and then trying to guide them through that process, the things that they can do to be able to advocate for the things that they care about. So the feedback that we have received over the years tends to be pretty consistent, and that is that people are hungry for this type of programming. We try to make it as engaging, as accessible, and as fun as possible. And so I think that really makes people feel it makes them feel like they're included, or it makes them feel like this is something that they can be a part of, and they tend to enjoy it. And in evaluations that we've done where we've asked people, for example, do they feel more confident to, let's say, to approach their elected officials in general, the sense is that people do feel more confident, they feel more empowered with the knowledge that they have received. So yeah, that's the feedback we get.